Hi everyone, Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Today we're going to talk about endure everything but accept nothing. Pick 3 of your favorite tracks. Okay, we all have those. Pick 3 that are very important to you. Ones that you've listened to thousands of times. You know every breath, you know every nuance in the vocals. You know how the rim shot sounds, everything about it. You're very familiar with it, okay? I want you to follow that instrument or voice through the whole track. Listen to both of the fundamentals and the frequency of the instrument. Voice is an instrument. Listen to the beginning and listen to the tail. Listen to the harmonic. Listen to the fundamental. Listen for realism. Does it really sound like voice? Now, we've got a lot of things in the way. We've got the electronics. We've got the microphones. We've got the cables. We've got the room. There's a lot in the way. And then on top of it, they process the hell out of voice in most of the recordings. So try to weed through the reverb and the delay and all of that stink, I call it, that they put on it. And that's just more distortion that you have to weed through. But listen for the truth. Listen for the real sound. Train your ears to listen for the truth. Okay? That's the goal. Does a tom sound like a tom? Does a snare sound like a snare? Does a rim shot sound like a rim shot? How about the kick? Tough one to get right. Never hear it really right. It's kind of like piano in recordings. Never hear it really right. So can you tell the bass guitar from the kick drum? There's a real tough one. Look at and listen to both. There's distinct differences. The low end of both of them is in the same frequency range, but after that, that's where the similarity ends. There's a lot of difference there. Not the electronics that are producing this. Partly there are, but we have to accept that because that's the process we have to work with right now. Unfortunately, we can't all be present in a live situation, and even a live situation, we have sound reinforcement. We have amplification and all the electronics in the way. But most of the time, the distortions that you're hearing, most of the time, the difference in realism, the degree of realism, is in your room. So we just take a simple ratio here, 50% room and 50% gear. That's a lot of balance, right? It's a lot to get right. So room design, when we do our rooms and we do new builds especially, we try to get an 80% minimum resolution. Still 20% issues, and those can be addressed too. Never been able to get above 90%. There's always a 10% error rate in design processes. And that's just the reality of producing energy inside of a box. So mastering rooms that we build, 90%, the engineer only wants to work around 10% of it. 80% is usually good for most consumers and theaters, and mix engineers are happy with that, working around 20% of it. But what you have to realize in acoustics, there's no quick fix. The elevator to success is out of order. You've got to take the stairs one step at a time. You got to start with the low end of the room. You got to get that right. That's why I've spent years and years and years telling people, get the low end right. It's the biggest elephant in the room. It causes the most problems. If you get the low end right, it's a lot easier to fix the middle and high issues. And we have a lot more tools. Don't have a lot of tools in the low end. Our carbon technology's world famous and the most powerful ever created. So that's a good start point. Whether you build it into the walls or you use our freestanding units, it doesn't matter. It's all about surface area coverage. Obviously, building it into the wall, you get better coverage. What's better than turning your whole room into a low frequency distortion reducer? Because that's really what you need. Best room is no room at all, but we have to have rooms. So we have to minimize their impact. And that's a good way to do it. So just pick 3 of your favorite songs and listen really closely. You're going to hear your room in there. And those things can be addressed and fixed. Endure everything. Don't accept anything, especially when it comes to your sound and music. I hope this helps. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. We also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, so please do that because we offer special price discounts to only those on our newsletter. And then don't forget about our forum. We have started a forum on our own website where people ask questions, and I usually get a chance every couple days to look at it. There's an interchange between people on the forum, and we'll give you real answers on a regular basis, so that'll help you. Thank you.